Hi guys, it's Alyssa from Crafty Wampus, and I'm doing the first video ever, so bear with me. I was gonna make these little butterflies. Okay, we're gonna start with your choice of fabric, and then we have to have a clothespin, an ink pen, a needle, and I like to use a really long needle. I hope you can see that. And then you need some paint for your clothespin. What else do we need? Stencils. For this butterfly, I use a whip topping lid and a cottage cheese lid for my stencils. And then you need some thread, and I choose to use crochet thread. Don't use the little bitty tiny crochet thread, and don't use the really thick. Use the medium crochet thread. I don't recommend using just regular sewing thread. Regular sewing thread, because it's not thick enough. If you have to use this, double it or triple it. But I recommend using the crochet thread. Does not matter what color, it will not show. Your ink pen will not show, don't matter what color it is. And for the butterfly, can you see that with the lamp sitting there? I don't have a ring light, so I'm just going with the flow. So, we're going to take 2 whip topping lids and 2 cottage cheese lids. So you're cutting them out, your fabric. Those are the whip topping, those are the cottage cheese. Too big, too little. Okay? When we sew them, we're going to sew them in this order. Small, big, big, small. So cottage cheese, whip topping, cottage cheese. I've already got 2 of them on my piece of thread. And I cut probably at least 2 feet of 2 feet of thread. I started with my cottage cheese, my small one, and then I have a whip topping one on here. So now we're gonna do, if I can find what I did with them. Oh, they're right here. We're gonna do the next big one, which is the whip topping. And since I only have 2 hands, I like to use a clothespin. And you can iron your fabric if you want to. It does not matter. But I like to use a clothespin to hold this on this side. And then, now we have a taco shape. So we're going to sew that taco or that rainbow shape with a straight stitch. And I like to start pointing down. I hope you can see that. And then just do a straight stitch all the way. And I'm doing I don't know, 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Just do a stitch. Try to keep those edges together. And that clothespin comes in handy. I don't like to use sewing pins because the sewing pins leave holes. So that's why I choose to use this little clothespin. Now I can take it off and continue on. Going about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. inch or so to the edge. I don't know if you can see that. But then when I come to my end, I want to make sure that I go down again, just like I started, down towards the table. And then we will pull this off of our needle. Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, now we're going to grab this last one. This is our cottage cheese lid, the small circle. Remember we did small, big, big, small. Try to keep this. Now, it'd probably be easier to iron this, but I'm not dragging out my iron. Once again, I'm going to start down. And then I'm going to just do a straight stitch. Does not matter what color your thread is. It will not show. Just go around your little rainbow top or your taco top. Closing that taco top together. Trying to keep those edges together. And then we come to the end. Try to go back down at the end like you did at the beginning. Pull him on through. Now you've got 4 little circles on there. Small, big, big, small. I'm going to trim these tails off because it's just easier to handle that way. Then, just going to take a knot. Knot him up. And this is where your thicker thread comes in. Hope it's not going to break. Put some knots in there. Put some knots in there. Just to keep them together. And then we're going to tie off this here tails. Now you've got this little thing here. And I don't know if you can see this on the thing. I like to fold down the edges and then just form it. To fold them back down towards the table. Just the edges. And then you just gotta play with it, work with it. Get it to a decent round shape. Pushing him back up in there. Just kind of work with it. Kind of just work with it. Okay? Make them rounded. They're not going to be completely round, but. And then we'll do these down here. Almost got that one bended over. Just kind of play with them here. I mean, you can take your time doing this step to make them rounded. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Gosh, I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Now to turn this little guy into a butterfly, we're going to use a clothespin. I got one right here. You just take him apart. Put that little silver thing someplace else. And then it looks like that. You're going to flip him to the flat sides together. And then you're going to put a bead of glue on here. Try to not put glue in that hole, because that's just messy. So we're gonna try to do that. Glue them together. I don't know if you can see any of this. Okay? So there he is glued together. And then I use, now my camera, I don't know how to mirror image this so that you can read it. Just use whatever color or brand of paint that you want, and I painted it black. Okay, next step. I use this wire, and it's again backwards. It's 20 gauge black wire. I get it in the beading section at Hobby Lobby. But Walmart has wire. I don't know about Dollar Tree. They might. Let me see here. Let me get my ruler. I'm going to do like, I guess 12 inches. But this wire comes in like a whole bunch of different colors. And I take and I fold my wire in half. And then pinch that closed. I think it's easier than using two separate pieces. Okay. And then you do your little curly cues. Hope you can see this. Just do your little curly cues. Boingy, boingy, boingy. And then we'll do a curly cue over here. And boingy, boingy, boingy. I'm not being real neat right at the moment. I'm just trying to show you what's going on. Get this thing on. Come back over here. Come back over here. Get flat here. Okay. And then our flat side, got two flat sides. Pick whichever one's the prettiest for your top. So that one's going to be my back side. I'm going to stick some glue above that hole. Let him dry. I think I got it a little bit too long. I should have did this before so my glue would dry. Hold on with me for a second. Now you turn around this way. I'm going to make them a little bit. Hold on to that so it dries. I think I got that a little bit too long. You could probably use 8 inches instead of... Get this stuff out of here. You can't see what I'm doing. Probably use 8 inches instead of 12. That's really big. Okay. Now, with the butterfly, got this hole. So, I'm going to take a bead of glue inside that hole on one side. Inside that hole. And then, I'm going to squish them together. And that really burned my finger just now, so be careful. Push them together. And I got glue stuck to my fingers. Okay, now since we glued him and pushed him together, we've got to probably have to reshape our wings and whatnot, but you can do that. Okay, so now since he's glued together, now we can take our body and glue the body on there. So we'll stick some glue on the body, on the back of the body. And I'm running out of glue. And then stick him on there, try to get his head and his bottom, symmetrical. Can you see that? I think I need to put my camera at a different angle. And then you will, fluff them up and what have you. I got his little antennas really long. Get this away from here. Let me go get the other ones that I made really quick. Okay, I got them. We just made this one. And I made these. Can you see those? Those are so cute. I don't know how to hold them up on this camera angle, but they are really cute. And then, you can put them in a little flower pot with a stem and everything. And then these ones, I put magnets on the back. And I got magnets from Dollar Tree. I put 2 each on the back. So that's how you make the butterflies. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first video, so I will do some teaching for myself. I will talk to you later. Thank you for joining me, Alyssa Crafty Wampus.